Okay, in today's video, let's talk about walks. And I'm specifically going to reference out of the Animator Survival Kit by Richard Williams. And if you're serious about animation, I highly recommend picking up this book. It's a great resource. So what we're going to do is he starts talking about walks on page 102. And something that really stood out to me on page 111, he talks about the passing position or the breakdown. Okay, and so he has these three drawings, and he has the contact pose for the left foot and contact pose for the right foot, and then he's just manipulating the passing position or the up breakdown. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our contact poses in here, and I'm using opentoonz 1.7.1, but you can use whatever software you want. You could even do this in 3D. The principles are all the same. And if you look up here, I have my background. This is kind of what we're going to use as reference for the walk. And I have it pulled down to frame 32 and I have it locked. Okay. And I created a new column, and this is what we're going to do our walks on. And I like to use the pencil tool in opentoonz. And I'm just going to leave the arms off. We're just going to focus on the legs. So let's go ahead and first let's look at just setting up a plain walk cycle. Okay, so let's go in here to frame 1, and I'm just going to do this simple kind of bean shape body and a line for the hips. And let's scoot it down a little. And I'm just going to kind of make it face us a little. Like that. Okay, so it's going to be on this side of that line. And the back foot, I'm going to have it kind of turn away. So the heel's up. And it's just kind of turned away from us like this. Okay, and maybe the knee is right in here. Let's get this drawn a little bit better. We're going to use these poses throughout all of these examples, okay? So I kind of want to get something kind of nice in here and readable. Okay, so that's our first contact pose. And this is frame 1. And so let's go down to frame 3. And we'll create the other contact pose. And we'll spread these keys out in a little bit. Okay. Let's go ahead and just maybe rotate the hips the opposite direction. And now this foot, the right foot is the one in front. Okay, and the heel is facing away from us. And that back foot is now turned away from us. Okay. Okay, so these are our two contact poses. And we'll just go ahead and label this 3, and we'll call it contact. And this will be a contact. And we could even do right and left. Okay, just so we can kind of keep track of things. Okay, so now we're going to go in here to frame 2, and we'll spread these out in a little bit, like I said. And so we're just going to do like a down, and I'm not even going to change the shape of his body yet. It's just going to be just kind of a standard down position. I'm going to flip to try to feel that weight coming down. Okay, and maybe his toe doesn't go out so much. Like it can kick out later. Okay, so now let's set up the down for the other side. So what I'm going to do is come in here and double click on frame 4 and type 1 and enter. And this is what we're going to loop back to. Okay, so let's go to frame 3, insert frame. So now we can turn on onion skinning, and we can see frame 3 and frame 1 are starting drawing. And I am just going to go in here and start drawing. Okay, so we're just setting up just a standard walk right now. And then we'll start messing with breaking it and breaking the rules and just really kind of having fun with it, okay? Okay. That's the front leg. Let's turn off onion skinning and just see where we're at. Okay, let's spread this out on 2s and put our start marker right before we loop back, set stop marker. Okay, so now we're on 8 frames. Okay, so we're getting there. Down, so we're missing some drawings. We need some more drawings in here. Let's auto renumber this. Okay, and it did a 5A, so I'm going to go over here to drawing and go to 5, right click cut and come back and auto renumber again. There we go. And that fixes that. That's just kind of an opentoonz thing. So let's go down. So now we have the drawings matching the frames, 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so now let's go in here and he does contact, down, passing, up, back to contact, okay? Here's frame 1, and that's a contact. 3, 5, 7, and 9, and that's a contact. And this will be a pretty quick walk. So contact, down, and then the passing position, and then up, and then we would do the same thing coming back. So let's go ahead and map that out real quick. So this is 9. So that's that same contact pose right there. And then this is 17 slash back to 1. Okay. And that way we can do a loop. And so this is our, on the other side of the walk, the down, the passing position, the up, and back to contact. Okay, so that's the plan. That's the tempo we're going to use for this walk. Okay, so with that in mind, let's see, 1 is contact, and 3 is down, and then 5 will be passing. So let's add 2 frames in here, and let's get the passing position in here. So I'm just going to have the passing position right now. In the same, the body's going to be in the same position that the contact was in. Back. And this is where we can drag that back foot. Remember I was talking about dragging the back foot. Okay, so this is passing position. And this is 5. And it's a passing position. So it's auto renumber. And now we need an up, which will be 7. We go back to our chart right here. 7 is the up. So let's add 2 frames in here, and we'll go to, this is 7. We're going to get this body up. Okay. Maybe this heel starts to come up. And this is where he'll be at the highest position, but just on this walk. So we're gonna play with this. We're gonna try different things. Okay. So this is the up. Let's see, we could scoot this back here if we want. We can put it wherever we want. It's our drawing. There's nobody to tell us we can't do it. Okay. Let's turn off onion skinning. 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so let's just hit play and see what it feels like. boop, boop. Okay, so we got one side. So now let's do the exact same thing, but for the other step. Okay, so there's our normal cartoony walk. Okay, and so this is on 8s because for every step we're doing 8 frames. Okay, and if you want to slow this down, you could do every step on 16s, which keeps all your drawings nice and even, where you can break them down real easy. But I'm just going to stick with this tempo on 8s, and let's adjust our frames to match our walks. Okay, we're going to do several walks over here. Okay, let's lock that one, unlock that one. Make sure our stop marker's at 16. All right, great. So now let's start trying to have some fun, okay? So let's create a new column, and we'll call this example 2. And we're going to get our pencil brush that we like to use. Okay, and we'll call this E2. Okay, so what we're going to do over here is we're going to reuse these contact poses, okay? So let's make sure these other 2 columns are locked. And let's just insert some blank frames down to, let's see, our next contact will be at 9. So let's just kind of click in here and create a blank drawing. And we'll insert some frames. And down here we'll do 1 and we'll hold it. And so let's come back over here. And we're going to copy that and paste it over here. And then on frame 9, we're going to use this contact and paste it over here. Okay, so now we can hide that first column. Now we just have our contact poses, okay? At 1, 9, and then back to 1, which is 17. So let's auto renumber, okay? So I'm just flipping through those 2 contact poses. And so now we're going to come in here to frame 5. We're going to click, so it creates a blank key right here. And the passing position, remember we had the body at the same height as a contact pose. Well, this time let's go down with it. Let's take this body, and instead of going up this time, let's go down for the passing position. Okay, and we'll see if we can make this work. So here's the foot. And that's what's fun about animation. You can do things that normally you couldn't do. As long as it feels right, we can do it. Okay. So this is the passing position. So I don't know, like we could put this foot, let's have it up, I don't know, up here. Okay. And then boop. And then on this side, we could go to frame 13 because that's our passing position and click. And we can do the same thing. We'll have this one down like this. And that foot's up, so I'm really gonna rotate those hips like that. And then this one on 13, let's come down and we'll push. We'll really kind of push those hips up, and we'll get this foot. Maybe you see the bottom of it. Okay. And this is also a down. Okay, so let's just flip through and see what that feels like. So boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now we could go in here and fill in. So this is the contact and the passing. So let's get a down in here. So let's go to frame 3 and let's turn on onion skinning. Like maybe that maybe that toe is still dragging. So this is technically the down, but it's kind of a in between pose. Let's just put it on the ground. I like that. Okay. Oop. And this foot, that knee is starting to come up. But we can decide when that knee comes up. So we could have it, we could have the foot like this. And then it goes up. And then it's going to come around. Okay. Let's go ahead and do drawing 7, which is now the up. But we're just going to do it like an in-between to that contact pose. It's not going to be at the highest position. We're just going to do it more like an in-between. So let's get 11 in here. So 11 is kind of an in-between. Remember, on our regular walk, it was a down. Now, I'm just going to do it kind of like an in-between to get to that position at 13. Okay, and I probably should have auto-renumbered my frames by now, but I'll do that after this drawing. Okay, let's go ahead and auto-renumber and go to frame 13. And we're just going to do this one like an in-between as well. Okay, I think this is really fun. I like doing walks, like different types of walks like this. Boom. Okay, and if we need to change that contact pose, we can. All right, so let's turn off onion skinning and see where we're at. Okay, so let's take this first walk we did and move it up here and scale it down. I think it'll be fun to see all the walks we're making kind of back to back. There's the first one. Now let's unhide this one. And let's move it up there and scale it down. All right, see, and we have the same contact poses. So let's do another one. Let's do a third one, okay? Let's come in here and do a new column. And we'll call this example 3. Okay, and then we'll call this E3, and this will be our third example. I already shrunk that one down. Let's see if I come in here and copy that contact pose. I just want to see something. And then come over here and paste it. Oh, sweet. Okay. So now let's come in here, add some keys like we did before. And we'll just click, create a blank drawing. So let's copy this one, edit, copy, and paste. Lock those layers and hold this down and do 1. And you don't have to hold this last one 2 frames. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. So we just need to loop back to it. That's all. So let's lock these. I'm going to hide those so they don't distract us. Okay. So now we have our 2 key poses again. So on this passing position, let's try and do something a little more wacky. Let's get his body in here and just do something like this. And he has an example of this on page 113. It's in the upper right corner. And this is kind of reminding me of like Monty Python's like Silly Walks. I think that's what it was from. This will be the passing position. And we're going to have this foot out like this. I just think it's goofy and fun, and I love it. And this is just the 3 drawings we're playing with, okay? 1, 5, and 9. And so the 2 contact pose and the breakdown. This is the breakdown, the passing position at 5, okay? And so you could have this really high up. You could have this one leaning towards you like he shows in the book. You could have him squashed way down and leaning way forward. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but that's just these three drawings. And then we could, instead of, try, I don't know, try swapping the down is at 3, so make 7 the down and make 3 the up, but leave everything else the same and see what you get. So this one's leaning back, and so now we could do the same for frame 13. Okay, let's auto renumber. So now I'm going to go in here and just kind of break it down. So let's go to 3. And I'm going to turn on onion skinning. And so like here, the upper body could drag, right? Like it could drag a little weird bean looking thing. The hips are tilting back, and this foot, maybe you don't see it. This one's already down on the ground. Okay. And maybe this foot, you could favor this up here for that foot. You could try that. Or another option is you could favor it coming off of the ground so it kicks off and then gets up there really quick. Because you still have in-betweens you can add to get this all on ones. And so now it's this body, we could favor that lean forward so his body's dragging like this, like some weird floppy thing. I don't know. If we do that, let's favor those hips. Ooh. And then that's the contact pose. So again, right here, you could do whatever you want. I am going to have the foot come out here really straight, kind of like I wanted to do before. And then contact. And let's get this foot in here. Okay. And now he's coming back on the other side. But on this side, let's just favor, instead of dragging the body, let's just kind of get him already going back. Just to kind of change up the walks a little. Okay, and I noticed there's really no up on this. So what we could do is, let's just see what it feels like when we hit play. And we'll see. We might need an up just to get that weight, that feeling of weight. We'll see. All right, goofy little dude walking along, but see how it doesn't really feel like there's any weight to him? And so we need an up. Okay, so I like our position there. So 2, I think I want to make this the up. Let's try that. Why not? Actually, where's our down? There's our down. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try this as an up. Why not? We can always change it. Okay, that was the up. So if we come down here, let's auto renumber just so we can keep track of what's going on. So let's try this as an up. Okay, that feels a little better. Do you feel how he's like more like bobbing up and down? Okay, and we can actually go in here. Now that I'm flipping through it, he's coming up. And let's get this dragging more. Like that might be cool. And this was our passing position at 5, but I'm just changing it. That way he can get this floppy upper body. I think it's really funny. And yeah, I'm redrawing the contact poses just because what we did was so extreme. I feel like they needed to be adjusted to make it feel right. Okay, so let's hit play. Yeah, I kind of it's goofy. I like it. That's pretty funny. And let's unhide these. We'll come back here, this first one, and get it over here, just so we can see them all three together. I think it'd be kind of funny. Yeah, so there we go. We have 3 different cartoony walks, and the possibilities are endless. So go out there, have fun, happy animating, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.